So I wanted to do something special for my birthday this year. Something fun and something legendary. So this is the Survivalist run that I did on stream last week. Rules are simple. Gotta use Randall Dean Clark's rifle and his armor. And with that, we gotta beat the game. Another little caveat to it is we can only use non-human vendors for the most part. And that's it. That's all it is. Gotta beat the game from there. Come on, let's see how this turns out. So we start off, as we always do, in front of the doctor's house here. Got our rifle, got our armor. If you don't know, this armor and this rifle are from Honest Hearts. You find the rifle and the armor separately in that DLC. And the very unique thing about this armor and this rifle are, unlike other named special items from that DLC that you get at the end of said DLC when you beat it, you know, like Joshua Graham's armor, a light shining in the darkness, follows Chalk's headdress, stuff like that. The Survivalist's armor and rifle, you don't get like that. You have to search them out in the DLC to find them. So with that in mind, we're going to start off with them because running through an entire DLC to try to get our starting items is a little too much of a hassle for us right now. So we jump directly into Lonesome Road. Lonesome Road, while it is a hard DLC, there's a few things we need here. One, requisitions, or commissary, whatever one you want to call it. The inbuilt vendors of this DLC always have a huge amount of money, always have ammo, usually always have stims and other chems that you need. But it's old military tech that was used by the people of the Divide, right? And Randall Dean Clark was in the military, so he would have access to these systems to use. So we head here, gather up as many resources as we can, taking out, what are these, sentry bots along the way and turrets. Huge hurdle for the DLC here. A lot of people struggle with this issue. It's not all that hard. You could run past most of these if you don't feel like fighting them, but they do give large chunks of XP, especially early in game. You can put the DLC stuff to use if you want to, and just brute force it. It's not too hard dealing with them, but especially with the arc welder that's handed to you downstairs. The turrets can how to explain it? Can take you out fairly quickly, but not as quickly as the Brotherhood turrets, which I think have the most health of anything in the game. I think you can even kill Deathclaws easier than those turrets in the Hidden Valley bunker. The other reason we're here is caps, money. That way we don't need to worry about money too much during the run. Lonesome Road is a great way to get as many caps as you need for your run fairly quickly. Yeah, some people are going to go through and say, just up your luck and then go to the casinos. And you can do that if you want to. You know, it's your run. You do it the way you want. But you can get 2,000 caps to get into the strip just by scavenging the main area of the bunker. You don't even need to take more than 2 load screens into the DLC to be able to, well, get all the caps you need. Now, you may be wondering what I'm doing throwing fireballs here, and there's an old exploit for this game that I did not think worked anymore, and in that you could use a controller to hotkey certain types of ammunition, and then you can use that ammunition with any gun you want. I thought it was patched out years ago, which is why I never used it in runs and stuff up until just recently. Apparently, it's a controller-only exploit, and I was trying to do it with mouse and keyboard because I don't really play anything with a controller. Didn't really get my controller out until I played Expedition 33 a few months back. So, use that to pretty much throw fireballs if you want to, which is fun. Or just fucking throw a mini nuke at someone like a football. Revolver rifles, like the one on screen now, make no sense due to cylinder gap, right? The cylinder of the revolver is not flush against the barrel of the gun. So when you shoot, gases come out. Enough gases to, depending on caliber, take a finger off. At the very least, it would fuck you up, right? So you don't really want that. Sure, during the Civil War, we had carbines and stuff that were revolvers, mostly because they were all like muzzleloading style guns. But yeah, they had a hand grip back behind the cylinder, so you wouldn't burn yourself with it. There are some revolvers out there that push the cylinder forward and create a, well, pretty much seal it completely with the barrel before firing. Those are few and far between, though. And those are also the only types of revolvers that you can put suppressors on. Anyway, you may be wondering why I'm shooting mini nukes out of a fucking lever-action shotgun. But that's because the lever-action shotgun has spread to it, and the Tiny Tots mini nukes, as you can see, also have spread to it. So I was just messing around, showing it off on stream. You could lay down a lot of hate with red glare. Unique thing about red glare is you can actually click faster than the normal full auto function of it, which makes it just shoot faster. So anyway, with that, we're going to push fully into the main story at this point. Played enough around in the DLC and the showing off guns and stuff, so main story, head into the tops, take out the chairman, which, if memory serves me right, before they were the chairman, they were the Bootstrap Bandits, I do believe. They were just a raider group before House allowed them to come into the strip and take over the tops. I think their overall style was in line with the Great Khans before they started wearing suits and the like. Again, it's one of those things, every one of the houses on the strip there, every one of the casinos, they are just raider groups. They're tribes unto themselves that have old ways, like the White Glove Society, right? They weren't cannibals before the war because it was just a fucking casino before the war, right? After the end of the world and whatnot, and when House woke back up, he pretty much gave a cannibal raider group the hotel and told them how to act and behave. And that's it. Same with the Omertas. They were some other raider group that was just given information and how to act, which is why they pretty much want to side with the Legion at that point. By this point, the NCR kind of hates me because I killed the messenger outside of the tops. Same with the Legion. Legion also hates me. With that, we stop here to pick up the key to the Brotherhood bunker, so we can go in without needing to get a bomb collar strapped to our necks, stuff like that. Hey. Another thing is the NCR heavies are running around now in certain areas. An NCR heavy, for those of you that does not know, you only saw a glimpse of them there. They're power armor troops. Thing is, they're not wearing the undersuit of the power armor, right? I had a short a while back that was just the scout suit. The scout suit or the recon suit, whatever you want to call it, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, is the power armor frame without the power armor plating on it, okay? So NCR heavies are just wearing the power armor plating without that suit. Sure, it's defensible as hell because it's thick plates of metal, but it slows you down. You don't have any of the strength augmentations or anything like that. So it technically makes you weaker in-game to wear that armor. Neat thing is, it's completely immune to any EMP weapons, which makes sense because it's just metal plating.
Hello and welcome.
After that, I decide, you know what, I'm just going to run around, meet all of the heads of the factions, and then just leave without killing everybody. Get jumped by some NCR on my way to the Dorito substation to plug the chip in. This rifle is a unique rifle, and in that it doesn't just take... It's not just a complete reskin, right? It takes a different type of ammunition, and as such, the magazine size is lower because of it. It's 12 point whatever their designation is. Technically, this rifle was supposed to be in 50 Beowulf, right? It's a variation of a 50 cal round, but Josh Sawyer and the like, they decided that having multiple designations of 50 cal would confuse people, right? As in having like 50 Beowulf and 50 Action Express and 50 BMG. Normal people that aren't gun nuts wouldn't really understand why you can't use 50 AE and 50 BMG, right? Or why this gun is doesn't hit as hard as another gun, right? So they just decided to go with the 12 point whatever the fuck millimeter designation they went for with this ammunition type. But the overall stopping power here is that it has only 10 shots instead of whatever the standard, I think it's 20 rounds for the service rifle that this is based off of. So with that, I play around with some different types of ammunition being shot out of different guns and stuff. No unlimited ammo or anything like that. Just the ammo I brought with me. The Tiny Tots mini nukes are always fun because you can do stuff like that. Accidentally blow yourself up. But it's fun to just play around with different weapon combinations with different ammo combinations. Although, keep in mind if you try this at home, you can't really use energy weapon ammunition in non-energy weapons. Just because the ammunition type doesn't actually change anything. It's weird, right? You can use any type of ammunition that changes the projectile for the weapon you're using anyway. Like, if you use a Fat Man with surplus ammunition, you're still going to be shooting mini nukes. You're just not going to be... How to explain it? Because the Fat Man has a unique projectile, it's always going to shoot that projectile no matter what, right? But if the ammo you're using gives you a unique projectile, it's going to use that projectile, if I'm not mistaken. So if you try to shoot a red glare rocket from a mini nuke launcher, it's going to shoot the red glare rocket instead, I think. Haven't tested that. But in my normal play, that's how it's been, right? That's why you can equip a mine, then start using red glares, missiles, and then you'll throw a fireball, right? It's also why if you equip a grenade and then use Tiny Tots mini nukes, you throw a handful of mini nukes at somebody, which is just funny. So anyway, we've pretty much taken out Lanius at this point. And that's that. It was a nice, quick, simple little birthday run on stream that I had with people. Good fun. And again, you know, Fallout New Vegas, not the most challenging game on the planet. Although I am thinking of doing a run in Red Dead Redemption 2 if I have the time over the coming weeks here. Take a while to put together, but it should be fun. Just finish mopping up the rest of the Legion here and their cows and Brahmin. Gain the Lord Death perk right here at the end of the game, which is usually how it goes. With that, we're pretty much good here at the end of the game. Decide to use some mini nukes on Oliver and the like. And again, if you use a huge amount, it's just crazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks to Big O, High Marshal, Sigismund, Eric Hewitt for sticking around, guys. Means a lot. If you want to become a member too, link is down in the description. Have a nice day.